Don't clap. Go team.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Zoo. I'll be running Halo 2 Legendary. I am joined by my lovely commentators here.
Yep. So hi, I'm Chronos, Halo Run's admin formerly, and a longtime speedrunner of a lot of Halo games. Yep.
I'm Cryphon. I'm a boomer.
I'm Nervy Destroyer. I run a variety of Halo games, and I think what you're about to see is just Halo at its peak. The game has come so far since, especially since Cryphon here last ran it.
7 years ago.
Yeah, Halo 2 is it's pretty difficult. I'm sure anyone can attest to that with the casual playthroughs. Mm-hmm. But if we're ready,
We're ready to go.
All right, ready, set, go. All right,
Go team.
Okay, so starting up right here is tram skip. So this is a pretty difficult trick right off the bat. So we're punching this Marine into the tram, and we're going to use him to try to clip through an invisible wall by making all the Marines angry at us. So we shoot a couple of our allies here, and then try to melee ourselves through the door.
He didn't get mad.
Sometimes they're just a little bit more lenient than they should be.
They're a bit too forgiving.
Yeah, it's a very difficult trick to start out the run, and it only started getting implemented in the last 2 years or so.
It saves a ton of waiting as well, so you can miss it a few times and you're still coming out green.
Yeah, and there we go.
Yep.
And there is a bit of a side effect of this trick. Now, not only do we have the Covenant to worry about, we also have the Marines.
And they seem to like to target you more than the actual aliens invading the ship.
They also have a damage boost on you, so they're a little bit more scary.
Right here, we're just clearing out the first hangar as quick as we can. And again, there is a Marine over towards the right side, so Zoo does have to be careful because that Marine will absolutely target you, and it's pretty quick from there.
He's opting to help us, though. It's really good. We don't always get that lucky.
Yeah, and once again, this is on the Legendary difficulty, so enemies are brutal in this run.
Any mistake and you're dead within a couple of tenths of a second.
Chief is made of paper in this game.
Yeah. Anyone who's kind of clued in on the development of this game, they didn't really have enough time to fully vet and test the Legendary difficulty, so it's just a little overtuned. As anyone who has played this can attest to, Jackals in particular are problematic, as we'll see in later levels. So right here, we cleared out the first hangar, and we saw that, I believe was it the Malta or Athens that blows up first?
I don't even remember.
One of the spaceships explodes, and we're kind of confused, why did the spaceship just seemingly explode from the inside? So here we make our way towards the second hangar, and again, similar to the first, we're just going to clear out all the enemies as quickly as we can. The faster you clear out a certain number of enemies here, the faster you'll get spawns through that little boarding craft. You'll see right there, more spawns. So you want to try to kill them as fast as you can to get these spawns as quickly as possible. And I believe the last wave is on the timer or something like that, if I recall.
Yeah, once there's 4 enemies left alive in the hangar, it'll spawn a last wave on a timer. But you'll see for a lot of combat in Halo 2 is you're trying to kill things, as soon as they're spawning here. Just because oftentimes it's safer, and if you don't have to engage in combat, especially on Legendary, don't even try.
And there is a special property of this last wave, in that one of the elites has an energy sword. By far the weapon of Halo 2.
Yeah.
It is completely broken.
This is the reason why people run Halo 2, right here. What you can do with the sword.
It's fun. Not only is it really fun, it's really cool to watch, and the skill ceiling is practically infinite. It's really hard to do it right, and Zoo's just going to make it look easy. So right there, that's called a sword cancel. Essentially what you do is you basically cancel the sword lunge, but you still keep the momentum from it. So you don't actually swing the sword at him, but it's like you just lunge at him and just hang on to all that speed. See?
This guy's being a little
trolly.
All right, thank you for that.
And that is an example of the sword fly.
is a very difficult trick, as you'll see.
Yeah, it's basically like frame perfect for your inputs. So
Yeah, you switch your weapon, you cancel the switch animation, pressing a button, and then you trick the game into thinking you can lunge further than you should be able to with a sword.
Yeah, there's like a 1 or 2 frame window where the sword reticle, while it's like zoomed in, is also red, and that just tricks the game. And as you can see, it sends you flying because it thinks you can just sword lunge.
Yeah.
First echelon, you're with me. Blanket those cruisers.
Yep, so right here now we're in the drone room. He has to clear out enough drones for the elevator to open, or the door. And once he does that, he's going to try to sneak behind all of these enemies here. So let's see.
Perfect.
It's one of the nice parts about the sword too is
That is so much harder than it looks, because if you mess up that sword fly, it gets really bad really quick.
yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
fast and safe.
Juggle the plasma pistol on this ledge here. And if we hit the sword fly and hold our action button mid-fly, we'll actually pick it up in midair, which is really useful for the last room, this mission.
Just so you know, there are quite a few.
Yeah, at this point we don't really need the energy sword. The plasma pistol is just much better
Yeah.
for this section.
There's 6 elites, and the noob combo is the best way to take care of them. There's also a secret marine back here that will kill us if we don't nade him.
Normally doesn't come out until he's mad at you, so.
And just for those of you that may not know, the noob combo refers to basically overcharging with the plasma pistol to take down the elite shields, and then from there it's just one headshot with the battle rifle.
If he wasn't doing this, it would take like multiple rounds of the VR clip he's using here just to drop the shields of one elite. So it's much easier to do it instantly.
And
That
that's
was
Cairo Station.
very good
That was
first
a
level.
really nice Cairo.
Nice job.
Yeah. It's one of the toughest missions, especially to begin with, so that's really cool to see.
With that trick at the very start, with the Marines being against you on top of the Covenant, it's
Please tell me
probably,
you're going for it, yeah.
it's probably the hardest mission in the run. All right.
I'm so happy you're going for this.
It's a special
We'll be
tool
using
that'll help
this
us later.
sniper later. I'm gonna work on emptying it though.
Yeah, so right here we're in outskirts. We're going to be jumping out of bounds here. Well, not technically out of bounds, but just out of the map on the rooftops. And it skips a wave fight that we normally would have to do that takes a couple minutes. So yeah, we just jump past everything and we're out of there.
Conveniently skips a ton of snipers if you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah.
And normally, a lot of the times you can't do this. Sometimes Halo games are super specific about what you can and can't skip.
Thankfully, Bungie intended for you to explore their game. They hid a ton of Easter eggs outside here.
So right there, Zoo ran up to that elite with a sniper rifle, and the sniper rifle is a very scary weapon, so it forced the elite to essentially enrage and take out an energy sword, which, as we saw in the prior level, very powerful.
Oh, nice cancel.
And now from here, Zoo is gonna make his way towards an open ghost.
The old way was to just do a nice Sunday drive along this beach here, but we're gonna do something a little bit different.
This is one of the coolest strats. I love this strat.
From the big brain of Mr. Monopoly.
So right there, that was a redirect fly. Essentially, Zoo's sword flew and then bounced off the ghost going a different direction. But it's not over yet, and again.
3 for 3.
And those are all super precise. He had to shoot the elite as well in order to stun it. Otherwise, if the elite moves in a weird way, it can cause you to mid-air stop, making your fly's momentum like cancel.
All right, and here we're gonna backtrack for the Warhog because it's actually faster than the Ghost, and there's a Marine in it, so he'll tank most of the damage as we cut through these tunnels. If we stuck with the Ghost, there was no chance that we would live.
One of the nice parts, at least, with your allies in this game is they have way more health than you do.
Yeah.
So you can distribute that damage load across them, and you can just drive through a lot more enemies than you would alone.
Got time for some donations?
Absolutely,
Great
perfect timing.
We have so much love coming in. We have $25 from the grave that says, "Good luck today, Zoo. Thank you for representing Halo runs at GDQ. We could
Slight
not be
mishap.
more proud of you, and we are all very excited to watch you display your incredibly skilled Halo 2 gameplay."
Let's go.
Poor timing on that.
Donator's curse? I don't know. We have $25 from Coop that says, yep, I'm thinking it's zoo time. Good luck and have fun.
Yeah, you can keep going.
Awesome. We have so many coming in. We have $50 from Sleek saying, hey, Zoo and Couch, best of luck on the run, Zoo. And remember, Cryphon always says, faster is safer. Still on this level, LOL?
Classic Sleek.
We're talking about that.
We were just talking about that. Like, yeah, you won't have Sleek saying that.
It's his catchphrase.
One more?
Absolutely.
All right. We have $117 from No Trees Forest saying, go Mayo. All the best with your run, Zoo. So awesome to see you up there.
Aw.
Good.
Thank you guys so much.
Yep. Yeah, so we're just making our way to the end of outskirts here. So it's a bunch of just leftover driving. We're going to be driving through a bit of enemies here, but should be fine. And then that'll lead us into Metro.
There's supposed to be some Covenant vehicles you're supposed to fight along the way, but, you know, we're a little bit fast for that.
Yeah.
Just drove past.
We don't have time.
Yeah.
This is like the big ambush section, but we drove past the ambush, and there we go.
Yeah.
It's no problem.
Fast is safer. And that's Outskirts.
So this is one of the fun missions, at least casually, because they let you start with a tank, man. It's, Halo players love their tanks.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's slow, so, you know, got to take the hog, drive across the bridge.
Yep.
And
And this mission is pretty difficult for the driving. There's going to be a lot of enemies that really want to kill you here. And we're going to be just trying to brute force our way past all of them.
And I believe, okay, no, not the first, but like this is really the start when Jackal Snipers, everyone's favorite, everyone loves Jackal Snipers from Halo 2. This is where they start to be very menacing. There's two things that Halo runners love, checkpoints and Jackal Snipers. They tend to go hand in hand.
Yeah, this level especially. We're probably going to see a lot of love from that.
Yeah. And by checkpoints, I mean lack of checkpoints.
Quite a welcome.
Hey, you got one there.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
nice.
If only that was useful.
Another contest.
This might be a good place to describe how, I mean, depending on what happens, of course, but one of the reasons we try to brute force things like this is because, as you'll see here, there's a ton of enemies, and killing them all is quite slow. But if you go fast and then you die a couple times figuring out what spawns you got, how you need to, figuring out how do you need to adapt, it's oftentimes way faster than taking things safer.
Case in point.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Nice. That's first try. And hopefully we get a checkpoint here.
Give you
Did he slow down?
nice, nice.
Yep. And now here there's even more enemies and another two sniper jackals. So let's hope we can get past through this tunnel. Very nice checkpoint.
Nice.
Just to explain a bit of what's going on here, that scarab is essentially menacing. This is Earth. That scarab is causing a lot of havoc, and basically we got to take it out. Pretty much the whole point of these two missions in particular is to take out the scarab because it's menacing, and two, because we know there's a prophet on Earth, and prophets are basically the de facto leaders of the Covenant.
Yep. So what he did right there is something called a nade board. So he boarded the Wraith while throwing a grenade, which causes the grenade to go inside of the Wraith. And that helps kill the driver, so we can just take the Wraith, blow up this other Wraith, and the Phantom that comes in.
And nade boards are tricky. They can be tough. If you don't have the timing down perfectly, you won't get it. They're really weird. I don't know how to describe them.
Very nice
Finicky.
checkpoint.
Yeah,
There you go.
Finicky is a good word.
That's good enough.
Kill that guy to get some ammo.
Yeah, that was
Doing it in the
really
name of
clean.
speed. Yeah, good metro.
Yeah, normally you would die quite a few times to those sniper jackals, so that's really cool that he got it
And
all
This
first
is not
try.
a typical Metro for me, that's for sure.
And right there, you actually saw Zoo stop at the top of the stairs for a second, and that's because there's a short window where if you go past that point, the Scarab will actually deload, and that is a full-on soft lock. So by waiting there for just a second till you're out of that window, which Zoo has the timing down in his head, essentially, basically it makes it so this Scarab will never deload.
And so he jumped onto this light pole here, and he's going to board this Scarab by jumping at the right time. Easy. And there we go.
So normally you'd have to run all the way around and have this big fight with Marines, but we're just kind of on it early, which lets us do some pretty fun stuff. So there's no enemies yet. The enemies aren't going to spawn until a particular time, so we're going to kind of set up just to pre-fire them. Pick up the plasma pistol. And then there's only 3 elites that need to die in order to end this entire mission, and they're right here.
Just, use some wall hacks.
Peeking in through the wall, no big deal. And there we go.
And that's true.
418 Metro, that's so fast.
Yeah, that's a good time.
And whoa, we're playing as an elite now. This was basically the big twist of Halo 2. A playable elite, now the Arbiter, and you really get the whole backstory of the Covenant from this. And Halo 2 is definitely like the strongest from a story perspective for just all that they did here.
You'll notice there, it's quite the mean person to his teammates.
I can explain.
It skips almost like 30 seconds of dialogue, so that's kind of what you'll find as the recurring theme is trade-offs. You kill your allies, you get a little less damage output, but you save time.
There's just another example of a sword cancel. Again, the energy sword is just the bread and butter of this run. You're just going to see crazy movement like that all over the place, including right here.
Yep, we're going to have a little bit of a silly trick coming up.
I almost say it should just speak for itself, but maybe we explain after.
Yeah, we'll see.
Nice.
That's
Let's
hanger
go.
skip.
Yeah, so that was one of the most recent developments in Halo 2 speedrunning, at least on MCC. Before,
Like 4 months ago, I think.
yeah, it's a very difficult trick that was found like way in the past, and then a new method that Zoo right there did is a found like safety method, which is so cool for speedruns now and saves around a minute of just like clearing a bunch of enemies in that hangar.
Yep. And normally you'd have to, like that hangar, you have to clear out wave after wave of enemies, and it was a real annoying section as well, so. And these Arbiter hallways can be quite the troll, so you really need to manage your camo. So one huge feature of Arbiter is the active camo ability, but it's temporary, you don't have it forever. So managing your camo to get past enemies with the sword and having good movement is really important when playing as Arbiter. Such as here, activating camo, sword canceling to the end of the room, and just getting out as quick as you can.
It's a good time for more donations.
Yeah, so
1 second.
right there, Zoo's going to do glass clip, or try to. So we're trying to sword our way through the wall. Yeah. It's a pretty rough trick. It's pretty finicky in Halo 2 MCC. And we're just going to just go around the back.
And from here, normally this would be like, or actually, first probably explain this.
So we're playing on the PC port of the game, and you can turn around in vehicles a lot faster than you can on controller for the native console devices. And it lets you like fly the Banshee really, really fast when you flip it funny.
And that's Arbiter.
Yeah, that's the whole level. You can
You
just fly to the end.
don't need to do that whole ending Banshee fight section. You can just fly right to where you already know the level's gonna end. And coming up here is, what is this trick called?
It's the popcorn room, so
Or we're going to try to set
Dialogue
up for
skip.
dialogue skip.
Thank you,
yeah.
that's what it's called. I can't remember.
So one of the properties about Halo 2 is to like save on memory. It likes to deload things I'll be quiet for a second.
There we go. Yeah, so Zoo's waiting for an audio cue right there to walk to this door. And what's going to happen is when we walk out, the dialogue for the heretic leader should skip.
Yep. So, as I was saying, the game likes to save on memory by like putting things in suspended animation when you're behind locked doors or really far away from areas. And if you overlap that with dialogue that's all supposed to be playing at the same time, you can effectively skip it. It saves a bunch of time.
And one thing that might be hard to see on the camera, Zoo is actually switching between controller and mouse and keyboard. Like right here, it's just easier to aim on mouse and keyboard. So he's doing this section on mouse and keyboard for that reason. And then he's going to switch to controller just because more comfortable with sword flies and just, you know, in general, just preferred input method. But for some parts, you really want to use mouse and keyboard.
Oh, wow, that was a rough back smash.
Again, we are on Legendary.
In case you forgot.
Yeah. So right after this is the infamous Oracle elevator section, where it's a 5-minute auto scroller of just 3-minute auto scroller, not the 5-minute one yet, but the 3-minute auto scroller of waiting for this elevator to come down. So Zoo can just mess around there, and it would be a perfect time for donations here.
Yeah, I hear like waiting, auto scroller. This is some of my favorite words. I don't know. But we have so many donations coming in for you, Zoo. It's amazing. We have $25 from Redman BRC saying, "Hey Zoo, it's awesome to see you running Halo 2 at GDQ after following you for so long. Let's have a great run. I'll donate $50 more if you hit first try prison skip."
Ooh. Oh boy. I'll do my best. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have $11.70 from Tyre the Synth that says, "Already loving this run of one of my favorite games, and always happy to see Chronos drop by. Just wish I could watch more of this funny green guy move around really fast. Wish there was some convenient website for that. Does the couch have any recommendations? P.S. Any other enjoyers of this silly 117 number in the chat? Wonder if we could get a chain of it going." I love all of these ideas. Couch, you have any recommendations for them?
I just hit the mic. I apologize.
I think HaloRuns.com. That might be a good place to go.
Yeah, the site for all your Halo speedrunning needs.
Did somebody say Halo?
HaloRuns.com.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
And we do have people jumping on the 117 train, like this $117 from Megan, saying, "I know this isn't enough to make you go get the soccer ball on Metropolis, but I can dream." Good luck, Zoo. It's Zoobin time. Thank you so much, Megan, for your donation. Are we still going?
have
or-
quite a few
going, yeah.
minutes.
Wow,
yeah.
okay, all right. Just tell me when to stop. Just
Yeah.
be like, we gotta get back to the run. We have $50 from Bat Chat that says, "Let's see if I can convince Zoo to become a Blue Arbiter." Do we get to do it again?
Blue Arbiter?
Spoilers?
Let's go.
No spoilers? All right, we'll see. We'll see. We have $25 from Spinius Bard 99 saying, "Donating for my favorite Halo game and the one that got me into the world of spectating speedruns. Shout out to my partner and love of my life for letting me be your player too." Aww. We have $50 from the income taxes saying, "So happy to see you at Halo on the big stage, Zoo. Shout out to Nervy, Chronos, and Cryphon on the couch and the entire GDQ crew."
High income.
Thank you.
All right, we have $200 from Gelk Jr.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Saying, "I know how much Zoo loves my rhymes. So here's a poem. It's nice to see that Zoo made it to GDQ to showcase some Halo 2 with support from the Halo Runs crew. He prefers Dr. Pepper to Mountain Dew. Wish I could be there with all of you. Good luck on the run, Zoo." Thank you for your
Thank you,
donation.
man.
Shout outs to Gelk.
Yeah.
We have $100 from Josh. "My first time at GDQ in person and loving the Halo 2 run."
Okay, I think we're about good here. So Zoo's going to get ready to drop down, since the reason why we can't skip this elevator is because there's a death plane below. But once the elevator drops down enough, we can just skip past it, since it deloads.
Yeah, it's a giant box that has been a plague to all of their speedrunning for so many years.
I know, like, we just had a big auto scroller section where you wait around and do nothing, and we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, so right here, this is the lab fight, and he has to clear enough enemies here so this next wave of elites spawn in. And then once these elites are dead, he has to kill another 4 flood that spawn in at the top. And then after that, there's a timer that starts that lasts for 1 minute. And once that timer is up, then the door will open to the next area. So
Yeah. The minute timer just started, so we're just gonna be waiting around.
I'm sorry, I guess I don't understand. How did you not die? Anyway.
I do want to say, we met the upgrade to Infinite Climax incentive for Bayonetta 2! So you all are going to get to see more Bayonetta 2 from a variety pack. Thank you all so much for donating to that. And we do have $25 from Dracona that says, Halo was a major part of my teen years. Some of the lore still haunts me. Do we have time for more?
one more, I think.
Got more.
Fantastic. We have $250 from Pro Ace Joker saying, Heyo! Amazing to see so many really, really old dudes on the couch. Can't believe how old all these old guys are. Did I mention old? Anyways, love and miss all you guys. And
I'm still in my 20s.
And thanks for keeping the Halo speedruns alive and constantly taking them to the next level. Did someone say HaloRuns.com?
I think someone did.
What's that again? HaloRuns.com?
HaloRuns.com.
Wow. I think I should visit HaloRuns.com.
I think you should. It might be good.
Yep, so now we're going to make our way to cut the cables. So we're going to head on outside with a nice swordfly here.
Swordfly, then we shoot a grunt on the way to spawn in these enemies on the ramp, so we can do a sword cancel up.
That sword cancel up this ramp is always so cool.
It's one of the most satisfying sword tricks in this game, in my opinion.
The wind.
Camo, let these guys walk by. All right, in this section, there's no real way to speed it up. It's kind of on a timer. You just have to kill 3 sentinels and 4 flood as fast as you can.
What we're going to encounter here is probably one of the first major differences, at least as far as physics goes, compared to like the classic console version. This version of the game, the physics engine runs basically twice as fast. So instead of riding the elevator like normal, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to get crushed.
Slightly different.
Just slightly different. It's going to send us to the sky.
That's called a pressure launch, I believe.
Yeah. Yep. And one of the really nice benefits of that, at least for Legendary, is when you're going up that tube, you're moving really fast. And one of the properties of this game is when you're moving really fast, like down or up, sometimes the game just kills you, right? So it makes you invincible in the elevator. But you skip the part where it tells you to take it away, so you're now just invincible for the rest of the mission. It's a very fun trick, very convenient for Legendary.
Yeah, so Zoo doesn't really have to worry about dying, at least to enemies on this level.
Yeah, only to my own skill issue.
You can still like fall off and hit a death plane that'll kill you, I believe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you look at his shield icon at the bottom left, like right above the radar, that will never go down. It's just fully invulnerable.
You also have to time this drop. So the timing for that's pretty tight, so you don't soft lock your game, kinda. But he did it. He's done it plenty of times. So
yeah, and you have to drop in at a specific time, otherwise your gravity of your character gets super messed up, and you'll just float everywhere.
yeah, you can see he's kind of dropping at a really unnerving speed.
Yeah, it's not your typical gravity.
Yeah, that'll be fixed in the next section.
Here we go.
Took a few tries.
Yeah, swordflies are hard.
So, yeah.
Have fun.
So that part's kind of fun because sometimes debris can just smash you from the bottom and just, anyway.
Just launch you all the way up.
Yeah.
But you can't die from it, but it takes a while to get back down.
Unless you're on classic, then it will kill you.
Yeah.
And then you got to watch a cutscene sometimes too, so you can't even revert.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's a very fun time.
Yeah, so Zoo's making his way back into the hangar now, so he's just backtracking through what was the Arbiter mission.
This is kind of the fun part about Oracle. Unfortunately, it's at the very end of a lot of waiting.
Yeah, sword flies, again, they're like, your inputs need to be perfect, otherwise it doesn't work. Because, again, the game doesn't want you to lunge from that far away, so it's trying its best to not let you do it, so your inputs have to be pristine. And even runners like Zoo with thousands of hours, you are going to miss sword flies in the run. It is a guarantee.
You have less than 1/10 of a second to pull off 3 inputs in that order, not all at the same time.
Yeah, so here is our first boss fight.
Quote unquote boss fight. So basically, Bungie really wanted you to hear this guy spewing nonsense.
Hear him out, he's the good guy.
So while he's doing, he has 3 lines of a monologue, and as he does each one, he's just invincible. Once he finishes the line, he can finally take damage, but then we have to wait for the next one.
Oh, he's
spawned
right here,
next to you.
Yeah, it's random whether or not he spawns in the 4 tubes. So we're just forced to listen to him.
Normally you have a bunch of holograms to deal with too in this fight, so it's just a lot easier to spawn camp in more or less.
Honestly, at this point, he should be on the couch, too.
All right, one more.
Oh, wow.
Oh, lucky.
That's where all my good RNG is gonna go.
It's okay, we can push him into the pit of fun.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, he's gonna do a funny dance.
Yeah,
Look at him.
So the,
yeah. Let's join him.
Hey, it's a thing. So that heretic leader was supposed to die, but because his head was in the wall, it wasn't killing him. So you had to do it manually.
that is so stupid.
Got time for some donations?
Not right
Let me know.
Yeah.
All right.
Delta Halo, you're thrown into a bunch of combat, but
This
it's
is
not necessary, so we've got to skip it. Right?
This is like one of the coolest levels, I think, from just like, if you like getting out of bounds in video games, this is just like, it's so easy and it's so fun. I don't know. I just like it a lot.
It's very cool. All you need to do is literally just jump outside the map. You don't need to do any fancy tricks. You just walk over here and jump. And anything that you see out of bounds, like there's giant mountains everywhere, you can go and explore them.
Yeah, so Zoo just walked up to a trigger, and now he's backtracking to go up this mountain. And that trigger that he hit earlier causes the rest of the enemies here to spawn in and make sure he progresses in the game.
This is one of, oh, sorry, nerd.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so byproduct, being able to walk literally everywhere you're seeing right now, is you can walk straight to the end of the level. But in order to actually finish the level, there's a few level triggers you need to hit. So that's what we're doing in a very safe and fast way.
And I believe the route Zoo just took, skips a Wraith and a few of those pesky Jackal snipers?
Yep, ran away from snipers, and normally there'd be a Wraith across the gap here.
And we'd have to activate the bridge to go across, but we have a little expressway.
Yeah, it's just a little bit easier, a little bit faster.
Oh, let's stick the landing.
Oh, good.
All good.
So right here, there's a trigger right there, and
We're just gonna turn around. Go back over the mountains.
The mountains are safer.
Yeah.
It's actually just this simple to get out of bounds if you want to do this at home.
Just drive right up
Nothing
and
fancy,
slam.
you just drive. So again, he is skipping a bunch of enemy spawns here, which it's not that much slower, but it's way, way, way more consistent on Legendary, which you see how fast you die.
Yeah. On easy, you just blast through and don't do this, but ledge, it's brutal.
So normally
this is
there's
a
like
number of enemies.
Yeah, a bunch of jackals here, tons of turrets, a bunch of ghosts you gotta fight. You get melted so fast, but no.
Yep.
You just
Come
walk
back in
into
bounds to hit
Trigger
that
there.
trigger, and then we're going right back up the
Right.
mountains from where we came.
To skip even more enemies.
Literally the same way we came.
Yeah, and this time it's going to be a bit more tricky with the driving here. So he's going to ride on this side of the mountain, and he's hopefully going to land perfectly fine on the other side.
Surely.
Nothing has ever gone wrong in this spot. See?
Nice. And now he has to hit another trigger, and he's going to try to stay out of bounds after hitting this one. So let's see.
Nice.
Good.
Whoa!
You
Sniper
can
did
get
not want to
sniped.
So yeah, there's a bunch of snipers in that area, which maybe you want to skip. You do you.
Yeah. And here we're at the end of the level, so there's a couple elites that we need to kill.
Plasma pistol makes it much easier. So we're gonna jump up on this ledge.
This will
before
skip
we
a
kill the
couple
first one.
spawns. Yep.
Then we're gonna overcharge and melee this guy. We really want his sword for the next mission. It is very important that we grab it before the mission ends. Sometimes the sword will just fly away.
And the start of this mission, this next mission, is going to be one of the toughest sequences in the run, so let's see how it goes.
Start out with everyone's favorite friends,
Yep.
Jackal Snipers.
Lots of snipers.
And this,
See how this goes.
yeah, carryover is unique as well. So we carried over the rocket and the sword.
Nice.
Nicely
That's all of
done.
them.
Easy.
And there's the checkpoint.
Perfect.
So,
That doesn't always go that way.
yeah, it's
Oh, look, more of them.
usually a lot more punishing.
And first try, very nice. So
Well done.
that is a very difficult sequence.
And right there, that gets us on this gondola early, which is going to set up yet another big skip. Essentially, what's going to happen is we're going to overlap two commands. So the game is going to tell, not this gondola, but the gondola coming across the lake. It's going to tell that gondola to come all the way back to the start to pick us up, but we're already going to be on it at that point, and then we're going to basically have the game tell it to remain put. So the game is basically telling the gondola, move, and also stay put at the same time, and it doesn't really know how to handle that correctly, so it just does both at the same time, which naturally doesn't make any sense, and it causes the physics to do some very funny things. And now Zoo will need an audio cue, so I'm going to shut up.
The Covenant's getting nosy. I don't want to give away my position, so I'm rerouting a few stragglers back to you.
Created by some other cataclysm.
I apologize. These Pelicans are all the support you're going to get.
Trying to kill something?
Understood now.
That was scary.
Boom.
Perfect. Let's go.
Nice job.
Yeah, and that lineup is super precise for gondola launch right there. Basically, if you stand at a different part of the gondola, you'll get launched in different directions or like different locations. And yeah, it's super precise for that. So really cool to see it land like straight.
We're talking pixels.
Yeah.
Like, he has such a short setup window as well. That's really good job.
And right here, this is one of the elevators, and this will be a perfect time for donations.
Awesome. We have a lot of love coming in from the Halo community. We have $10 from the FRS saying, 10th year watching and donating on behalf of a longtime group of Halo friends. Good luck with the run, Zoo.
Thank you so much.
Can keep going.
We have $200 from Grey Wolf saying, did someone say HaloRuns.com? We have $11.70 from Deuces Mongooses saying, always donate during Halo. Yeah, I love all the 117 references, like this $117 from Magic Man saying, so excited for another GDQ. Time to make the donuts.
Apparently,
For the kids at home who aren't aware, Chief's number is 117. Probably should say that.
Arguing that no human presence
We have
was
$10 from Squid Named
That
Will
explains
saying,
why there was
hey
so
Zoo,
few
good luck on the run today. I'll donate $50 if you get double nade on Grave Mines.
Enemy's homeworld.
Wrong category.
Yeah. I don't think
know
that's
about
possible.
You can try.
Thank you, though. I'll try. Try something.
And when you donate, we do have the costume choice open for Tomb Raider 1 through 3. And Bathrobe is ahead now with Catsuit in second place. So donate if you would like to see the Catsuit instead.
Okay, so now we're out of the elevator and we're headed to this inner bridge section. So lots of flies, very nice.
Nice.
And now a very difficult room here.
Tons of snipers. Everyone's favorite. Cooperating.
Nice.
Pick the snipe up through the floor. Pull our sword out to scare the hunters so they melee at us. This
Then
next
another
section,
fly.
camo section, we're gonna
Yep.
attempt to take out the elites first.
Oh, grunts don't want to play.
Usually, I kill those guys faster, and I have time to do a fly off the grunts.
Yeah, the hunters chased him in a little bit farther than usual, pre-alerted everything.
Yep, and then we're headed to another water elevator here.
More time for donations.
Yep.
Awesome. We have so many coming in. We have $250 from Think Brown saying, I'd forgotten just how big an emotional attachment I have to Halo 2. Playing co-op in my grandmother's basement with my cousin in the early aughts is one of my most treasured memories.
Oh, that's so awesome.
One more?
Yeah.
We have $117 from 11 Nushin saying, old guy here, let's kick it new school with the remastered graphics while watching the Elites and Flood fight on Quarantine Zone. Shout out to the love of my life and permanent Halo co-op partner Colbert. Get better so we can get back to finishing the fight.
Y'all have been absolutely awesome this whole run with the donations. Thank you so much.
Mercy,
Thank you.
regret. 3 prophet hierarchs. Killing regret should shake up the Covenant leadership.
These water elevators are quite the ride.
Yeah.
You get the lore.
Can't have a run without more.
We do have $25 from Dr. Halo that just says, hi.
Hello.
They're waving to us in the elevator, I think.
Okay, so now we're out. Let's see how these enemies cooperate.
Can we jump over the mountain? Maybe.
Oh, not quite. Oh, yeah. Well, you get another try. There we go.
Baby, nice.
The death was actually good there because I knew what spawns I was going to get, and I was able to readjust.
Goes back to what I said on Metro. If it's faster than walking around.
Yeah, so we're now on this gondola, and there's going to be a couple enemies we need to deal with. So there's 2 banshees that are going to be flying in. Sue's trying to put his sword on the weapon container there in order for it not to fall out of bounds.
The sword does have a chance to fall through the gondola, and we really need that sword. Also, it's one less banshee we need to take care of there.
I've never seen that happen before, honestly.
Perfect timing here. So you can save more rockets for the fight.
Yeah.
We're
So convenient.
Another boss fight.
Except it's actually a boss
Except
fight. It's
it's
the hard
actually a
one.
Okay, so now Zoo has to deal with all these enemies. There's a couple fuel rod grunts, which are pretty scary if you leave them unattended. They just shoot rapid fire shots.
And they track you as well.
What is that grunt doing?
Tied into the corner.
He doesn't want the death.
I mean, fair.
Yep, so now he picks up the rockets and the sword. And he's going to prep himself for a sword fly all the way across. And what he's going to do is, after the sword fly, he's going to shoot a rocket to kill all the enemies before he reaches the cutscene. So he's able to just walk basically through without dealing with all these waves of enemies that are coming out.
If you don't have to kill him, just skip him.
I'm going to try to leave a couple lives so I can sword cancel to the entrance. It looks like the turrets are gone though, which is...
The far left mountain cancel.
The jackals are the main worry though. They do lots of damage very fast.
Yeah, grunts are a little bit nicer.
Well, it's sword fly.
Okay.
Maybe I can save this.
Yeah, you're good. You got this.
Ooh, oh, very scary. I can't believe you saved that.
There's no way
Not even close.
to live that. All right.
Okay. So here's the boss fight.
This is probably one of the hardest encounters in the game. You have a room of enemies that can kill you very, very fast, and so can the old man he's punching.
It's an old man in a chair, and the chair shoots laser beams.
Yeah, and we have to board him 5 times in order to defeat him. So he's going to spawn in at a random location, and we just have to find him and hopefully not die to whatever other enemies are there.
Into the
I couldn't figure out where he spawned.
Yeah. It
This
is
is
very
just
difficult.
Very,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots
because-
of trying to kite the enemies. The enemies respawn infinitely, so you can't just kill them all.
Yeah, it makes this boss fight like weird. Like The main thing that's really hard is managing all the enemies in the room. They infinitely respawn, they shoot at you. You can get elites with 2 plasma rifles and they will delete you very quickly.
Yeah, in
they're
like
scarier than the swords.
A tenth of the second.
Yeah, they're scarier than the sword elites, believe it or not. Like that. But I think he only has 1, so that's not as scary.
Just get rid of him real fast. It's better to kill the plasma rifle guys and risk another spawn.
Just being very careful not to jump into the laser.
Yeah, it's easy to dodge the beam, but it'll kill you very fast if it does manage to hit you.
And you may have noticed that Regret there dropped a plasma pistol. So something funny that can happen, if you flip him out of his chair, he will start running around with a plasma pistol shooting you.
Good level.
Not bad, all things considered.
Yep. How do we talk about Sacred Icon, everyone's favorite level?
Might be a good time for donations.
We have an amazing one here. We have $511.70 from Jordan Clock.
That's awesome.
That says, for Master Chief's full call sign, Sierra 117.
Oh.
Thank you so much for your generosity. Time for one more?
Yep.
Yeah.
We have $25 from Greggles saying, after almost a decade of watching from home, I'm so excited to finally be in person and volunteering for a GDQ, and especially during Halo 2. This is the game that defined my teenage years, and I'm so excited to be able to see it live.
So we kind of joked at the start, but this is probably no one's favorite level. Yeah. You gotta... It's a lot of repeating hallways, and you're pretty much walking for 5 minutes.
Yeah, if you're familiar with Halo CE's library, for instance, it's pretty similar in that regard. Lots of similar hallways that you just walk through, and then a lot of waiting in certain places.
You try to save time where you can, like he's doing some grenade boosts there, but there's really not a lot of flashy speed tech.
This part's kind of neat. You don't actually have to kill this Enforcer if you just activate the bridge. It'll just explode.
Yeah.
Stare at it and think angry thoughts.
All the emitters get destroyed, all the sentinels.
Are we gonna see the fabled lore?
The lore?
The lore.
So it's pretty much the whole reason we're doing this mission is we're basically taking down a sentinel wall, which is basically containing the flood, or at least attempting to contain the flood. It's failing at it, but it's trying. So that's the lore.
And we meme about it because this is, like in a casual playthrough, this is very easily missed. Like, if you don't look up, then you'll miss the entire point of this mission.
It's also more or less the only story bit that happens here. You're like supposed to get on the Phantom and leave, and you just don't now.
All right. So
Fortunately, you can't think angry thoughts with this one.
Yeah, we have to actually try to kill this one. Killing this Enforcer will open the next door to progress. The best way to do is to shoot the legs off, and then go for the little arms up front. Sometimes the Phantom will help us, but he didn't want to do that today. Now that we killed him, this door will open. We camo to avoid these sentinels. And more holding forward.
Yeah, I love holding forward. This next section is pretty dangerous, actually, even on easy, because there's no damage scaling, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to try to get through it as fast as we can, because fast is safe.
Yeah, and something that Zoo's going to do here is pick up a shotgun, I believe. And he's going to be using it for a couple of boosts here. So we'll see it later in action.
So kind of similar to the sword, when you melee in this game, you get a little lunge, but you can cancel that melee.
Uh-oh.
And if you kill the enemy in front of you, you don't have anything blocking you either, so you just carry the speed. Like that. Very good. Section's really hard.
Yeah, Zoo made it look incredibly easy. That section just like kills you all the time.
I may get punched though. Now we're good. Yeah, that section, sometimes you're just at the mercy of MCC. The flood, that jump from the gap there, they just fall right back down and can cause more spawns that can completely destroy your run, but...
Especially with those shotguns.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have more of that here. So Zoo's going to just try to find a couple enemies that are in like suitable positions, and he's going to go for a shotgun boost. Shooting here to attract one of these carriers, for instance. There we go, small one.
Better than walking.
And yeah, just picking up the sentinel beam now, and he's going to make his way down the tubes. So, yeah.
At this point, we're trying to basically infiltrate the quarantine zone. The whole point we're here is to get the activation index in order to activate the halo rings, because good old Arby here doesn't know how bad of an idea that is.
He learns eventually, right?
Eventually.
The heretic guy was just our friend, secretly, and we killed him.
Yep. So now we have this first set of long, winding downward tunnels.
Okay, didn't fall timer. Good start.
You could fall timer though?
Yeah,
on the
go
exit.
super fast.
You're
Yeah.
similar to Oracle. You're invincible in these tubes. I mean, he doesn't have flood chasing him to see it, but you're moving down too fast. The game would normally try to kill you, but they made you invincible.
Yep. And now we're headed outside once again, and this is where we're going to start a big wave fight. So Zoo's going to make his way to it by doing a couple sword flies here. Nice.
And to begin the wave fight, there are 5 specific flood that we need to kill in this section as fast as we can. Sometimes when their friend dies, they like to hide. There we go.
Is that a shotgun?
Yes, it is.
It's very scary. Shotgun flood can just one-shot you.
Turret. They're both in the turret.
All right,
We're
you
not
know
playing around.
the fight starts when he talks to you, the Sword Elite, which we like to call him Half Jaw because he only has half his face. So basically it's just 6 waves, 6 different combinations. The combinations are the same, but the order is different every time. You can kind of know which one you get based off the screen, the flood screen.
Oh, really? The flood scream actually lets you know what wave you have?
Yeah.
It's directional,
Huh.
although it is kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, and it's pretty difficult sometimes because sometimes the flood like hides in corners or even
Gets
in the gets stuck in like the big pits that you see around,
Or
and you
running
have
into
to
a
just
wall.
find them and kill them.
Because you can't actually get the next wave until you finish the first one, so it's really easy to lose time.
Yeah, some flood will hide, and there needs to be 1 enemy or less to proceed with the next wave.
It's yet another feature of Sacred Icon.
And you also have to be careful with your allies too, because sometimes they will like swing your sword at you and kill you by accident. So yeah, just be wary of just random attacks.
Do we have time for some donations?
Yep.
Awesome. We have $50 from Evan that says, the world has never needed Doctors Without Borders more than right now. Thank you, Summer Games Done Quick. Absolutely, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. We have $117 from Foil Man that says, watching Zoo fly across the map is the closest thing we're gonna get to lore-accurate Master Chief in game. Let's finish the fight. And I do want to say we just opened a bunch of incentives and bid wars that you all can donate when you're putting in your $117 or your $11.70. I've been seeing those come in. Thank you all so much. We have a Shinobi incentive of Switch to Joe Musashi. So $3,000, we can absolutely make that happen. Thank you so much to everyone who is donating those 117s.
Yep. So I believe we're close to the end of this fight. Once the Phantom comes in, which you see in the corner, the level will end, and we will be moving on to Quarantine Zone, which is a very fun driving mission.
Quarantine Zone's probably a good example of taking vehicles where they shouldn't be. It's very precise driving, very difficult to do fast.
And I know how like easy Zoo made that look, but it's legendary.
Gotta remember, you can die in less than half a second.
follow when our reinforcements arrive.
So right here, Zoo's going to be just driving through all of these enemies. If you drive fast and around like certain areas, you don't have to worry about them. For instance, there's a tank in this area that can kill you.
There is a pelican carrying a tank that will snipe you from the air.
Yeah, lots
The
of
tank has a person in it. And you can see it shooting right now.
Very dangerous mission. So he's going to be using his camo here to make sure that it doesn't shoot him, or at least deter it. And hopefully he should be fine here. You can see all these wraiths in the area. They can also shoot at you. It's very dangerous if you don't know the pathing.
And
Doing the thing.
and fun fact, that pelican never despawns. It just falls into the void forever.
Yep, so here you're supposed to be ditching the ghost, but
We're not
you
going
can
to
just
do that.
weave through.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah, and now here this is very difficult driving. It's all weird geometry, pathways, and lots of enemies that can shoot at you.
And Zoo's going to try to set up a spawn skip here. Let's see if he got it.
Nope.
Not unfortunate.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Going to keep brute forcing our way. There's going to be a couple more enemies here. Some of them have rocket launchers.
Oh, I think I skipped these spawns though.
That's
these are the
really
good
good.
ones to
That's
skip, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These spawns can be very rough.
So there is like a second set of spawns that, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yep. So right there, he spawns in.
Oh, that's a sniper flood.
Okay.
Okay.
We're okay. Nothing
We're fine.
happened.
Checkpoint. You see, we're good.
Want a camo here because there's a goshawk flood, and that will, especially with this ghost, delete you.
They're not concerned with the empty ghost driving by.
They can't see a driver. It's fine.
And then a couple more enemies here. A turret flood. But wow, yeah, you made it look so easy. But that is like one of the most difficult driving sections in like speed runs. So. Also, I believe Batchat said he wanted blue, yeah? So,
I'll
let's try to go for it.
Blue like Sanic.
That served a purpose, by the way.
Yeah, you kill your allies there just so the flood we're going to use for at the very end of the level. Don't jump off the map while punching them.
Oh,
That's blue.
That's blue. That's blue.
I count that.
There's some weird lighting glitch in that particular part of the class.
You just crouch there, you can change your color.
Turns you into a Power Ranger.
Yeah, you can turn like any shade of color, I believe.
And right now we are on a giant gondola moving very, 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 very fast, even though it doesn't look like it. But we're also moving very, very far away, so it takes a while. So we got quite a few minutes here for some donations, I'd say.
All right, awesome. We have $5 from the Reptilian that says, "Hey Zoo, always great to see H2 back at GDQ, especially since Anniversary hasn't gotten as much love. Strange you haven't opted for the more aerodynamic bald head though. Best of luck on Endgame."
Yeah, we have quite a bit of time here, so.
All right, I'll
Time to figure this out.
I'll keep going. Y'all
You
can
gotta
be cute
hold it.
over there. We have $20 from SallyCat7 saying, "Bomber jacket or bathrobe? Gotta support an outfit from my favorite Tomb Raider game." Yes, catsuit just jumped ahead. We have it 2,130 for catsuit, and bathrobe is at 2,070. So those are very, very close if you would like to change what Lara will be wearing during Tomb Raider. And we also have a costume choice for After Image that we just opened up. You can be the one to decide since there's no donations towards it yet. So get your donations in for that.
Yep, we
we
have
have-
like 3 minutes.
I was like, cool, got more time on this slow gondola. All right. We have $117 from Terminator 917 saying, "Shout out to my old Halo 2 crew, Super Jail and Mad Money. Being grown isn't what it turned out to be. Thanks for bringing me back." We have $25 from Resnick. "Always happy to support the actual superheroes at MSF. Thanks to everyone who makes GDQ possible." We have $11.70 from Dusto Wins saying, "My first time attending and I got to bring my sons, Roman, Logan, and Gavin. So awesome to be here." Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
We have $300 from Anonymous
Oh, wow.
saying, "We are all the Master Chief." Thank you so much for that donation. We have $250 from Turbo C, which says, amazed at all you all do, both GDQ and MSF. Happy I'm able to contribute. Yes, thank you so much to everyone who's donated. We are almost at $90,000 total raised for Doctors Off Board, which is amazing. I know we can get there before the end of this run. Let's see it happen.
Yep. It's quite a bit of time. We have two more minutes.
All right. We have $300 from Blue Hex. Thank you to all doctors who essentially give their own lives to save and help others. Absolutely. Thank you so, so much. And I love everyone hopping on the 117 train, like Space Papodo, $117 with no comment. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. And we have $500 from Justin with no comment as well.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
thank
awesome.
you all so much.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of love for you, Zoo, in this run. In the immense excitement that we're seeing on the screen right now.
Pristine
Pretty intense
gameplay.
stuff right now.
I think it's a
round
good
of applause
yeah.
for Zoo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
that's incredible.
Yes,
It's played really well.
absolutely.
Might be a good idea to go over Gravemind start.
Oh, yes.
Since it'll be pretty intense at the very beginning of the next level.
So, yeah, Gravemind, you start out just in the thick of it. You're getting blasted already.
Our shields are already down at the start.
What he's going to try to do is skip more enemies that you don't have to fight by standing in a pretty precise spot. The game tries to spawn enemies away from you, but they left a little tiny gap where Chief can just barely fit into, and if you're standing in that gap, it doesn't think you're in the room, so it just won't spawn enemies at all. And it skips a bunch of wave fights, which saves not only time, but plenty of risks of death.
And right here, Zoo lined up himself for a sword fly here.
Nice.
Very nice.
Fun slide? Almost. Good enough.
Got
Yeah.
something.
That's way harder than it looks.
It's also scarier because if you die there, I think it's what?
Another minute and a half
Yeah.
of just the same amount of score. So, very nice that he lived.
All right.
Yeah, 723. That's a very
Solid.
fast QZ.
Gravemind. The bane of every Halo 2 runner's existence right here.
It is brutal. As you can see, he's already almost dead.
Brutes. The faster you can kill those brutes,
Wow.
the better.
Yeah, so this is just a very intense combat sequence here. Lots of enemies that will try to kill you. And he's going to now line himself up for a despawn here.
This is perfect. It like sucks you in. It's like it was made intentionally for this purpose.
Yeah, the game's like checking if you're on the left or the right side of the room, but being like dead center, you're just in neither.
So we skip a couple waves of enemies.
Yep, and then the next wave will spawn in very shortly. Yeah, this is a very difficult sequence here. So,
We're at the mercy of the Needlers here.
The guns he's using are called the Needlers, and they're,
Got a brute shot.
yeah, that's just the best way to describe them. There are no good words.
yeah, so more brutes spawning in, and he has to kill them from afar, otherwise they will definitely kill him. It's super difficult. And then once enough enemies are dead, another 2 brutes are going to spawn up top randomly. So it looks like they both spawned at the other side.
Got the Cryphon door.
Or no? There we go.
When they do the simplest sidestep, they can just dodge all the needles.
Move 2 steps to the left.
Oh shoot.
Oh, this is scary.
Okay. So he left an enemy alive here because he's trying to set up another despawn, but you only have a couple seconds to get into position. So it's a lot easier to just do it this way.
Get close to the spot and then kill the last enemy.
The suspense.
It's happening. We did it.
Yay.
Did the first room.
Yeah, that first room is so difficult. It's like, if you manage to live it, like first try like that all the time, that's like, it's so difficult.
Go.
Gonna backtrack for the carbine.
If I stay in
There's
the
a whole lot of
network-
grunts and brutes in this next section, and we basically need to kill them all.
Okay. That's one down. The other is berserking.
He's behind the wall.
Carbine, please.
Oh, no carbine ammo. He needs to find some more or deal with it. Oh!
So close.
Yeah, brutes are dangerous.
The carbine's a very accurate weapon. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly tuned.
Or just stick the brute
think
of the brute himself.
Wait, is that what happened?
Yeah. No, that was a lot easier this time.
So none of these enemies really need to die, but
That's
we're trying to
unfortunate.
skip them because it's a lot faster.
Usually when the brute buddy, like their buddy dies, the other one will enrage. They'll drop their weapon, which is what we're going for here.
Yep.
That time it worked. So we can just ignore him. Carbine ammo down here.
He
Alright,
ducks
well,
down
Ball
safely.
on here. And we actually really want this beam for later on.
Yeah, this is very tense of a situation for this entire mission, so
This is, it's probably accurate to say, like the most skill intensive in the run, almost.
I'd say so. And it's just put right near the end, which makes it kind of the run definer.
So now Zoo's sneaking by a couple of these enemies, killing them.
If you get through that hallway without being alerted, that skips a whole wave of enemies.
Yeah, and that's very nice to have. Otherwise, you have to kill like another 2 brutes and like 6 grunts and stuff.
In this hallway, we're gonna opt to kill 6 more grunts and 2 brutes so we can get a checkpoint before one of the toughest tricks in the game.
There's another lift in the next room.
There we go.
So here comes Prison Skip.
So ordinarily, you're supposed to go down this giant tube, save a bunch of Marines by killing a ton and a ton of enemies.
Jump in.
But this game's a little bit broken. So we're just gonna not do that.
A little broken?
Just a little bit.
How broken?
Teensy tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
So you can
Just
just
a little bit?
fly up the lift, using an enemy on your face.
And that's Prison Skip.
Yeah,
right?
first try, let's go. Yeah, just the fact that you can lure your enemy right there, like so precisely, in that fashion is so difficult. Yeah, and then this section right here, right after it, is where all the sword tricks come in. So this will be a very sword fly intensive section. So hopefully we'll see some very stellar flies here. It is very difficult.
And it can't be overstated how hard sword flying is. Not only to just do the inputs, but understand how to do it. Like this, for example, you do the sword fly, you have to jump at a particular time. If you jump too early, you'll actually fall timer here.
Yeah, and then you also have to be careful for all these enemies too. So if you fail like sword flies, you have a shot.
You can't take too long. There's lots of pressure.
Well, that
was
guy
scary.
nearly killed you.
That guy usually isn't alerted onto me that quickly.
Very
That's a
nice checkpoint.
That's a good checkpoint.
I have a relevant swordfly donation coming in here. I have $11.70 from Wormo that says, "Hi Zoo, it would be a shame if you missed the next swordfly. Thanks for running Halo 2. You're doing really well. Love, your best friend Wormo."
I don't know about best friend, but thank you.
They lied on the internet? Hold on.
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, oh, very dangerous. Oh.
So one side effect of Prison Skip as well,
Was there that door didn't open?
What?
was-
That's weird.
Usually there's 2 brutes there.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a second brute that comes out of it.
That's not supposed to happen.
I'll take
That
that.
works out in our favor.
so yeah, doing Prison Skip, it saves minutes. It's absolutely a must to go for.
Oh, nice.
nice.
You got that. The grunt fly is so difficult there. It's so precise to land that.
But a side effect of Prison Skip is that it breaks the checkpoints on this level, so the checkpoints you can get are pretty few and far between, unfortunately.
Makes the reverts quite costly.
Yeah, just fly past all 4 of those brutes there, or 3.
What could go wrong?
He just ran away.
Does a
Hopefully I won't have to worry
redirect?
about him later.
Nice.
Redirect fly there.
There we go. Very nice. No checkpoint.
Kind of throughout all of this, you're probably seeing, but we are skipping all these enemies. This is normally supposed to be tons and tons of encounters, and this mission casually takes like an hour plus. But we're trying to do it in under 10 minutes.
And this fly here skips a wave of hunters and elite that spawn in here. So that's very nice. And very nice checkpoint here. And this is the big final fight at the end of Gravemind. So lots of enemies here he has to be very careful with.
The kill order also matters too, because he's trying not to spawn more than he needs to.
Yeah, so he kills the elites first, and then the hunters and the brute last, because once the brute dies, another wave of brutes will spawn in.
I'm picking up 2 more transponders.
But for like a split second, there's no enemies left, so it skips that extra wave, essentially. Well, it doesn't skip them. They still spawn in, but the game doesn't care about them.
It's a really good Gravemind.
Yeah, that was sick. Anything under like 10 minutes like is absurdly fast, and this is like a 9? Yeah, a low 9, that's super fast.
We just wait out the end here.
Excellent job. So now we're on to one of the shortest missions in the game, yeah?
A really good one, though. It's like a short and sweet, lots of cool sword tech. I like this one.
Brutes have betrayed us.
Yeah, so now Zoo once again is the Arbiter, and he's going to make his way through with the camo very effectively during these sections here.
Not even close.
Wasn't scared at all.
Yeah, and this is one of the missions where if you want to practice sword flying for enemies in general, this is a really good one to practice on. So you just grab the sword in Carbine and just fly through the mission. Especially on easy difficulty, doing this is great practice in general for getting better at the run.
What is that brute doing?
I don't know. We don't talk about it.
He's freaking out.
That's a weird checkpoint.
I'll gladly take that though.
Yep, now we're headed on the way back outside. There's going to be one big sword cancel here.
And then we're gonna.
Oh,
That was not very
the
big.
small one. So he's
Tiny bit.
snipe this beam rifle jackal. There we go.
Please. Okay, there you go.
Killed that brute.
And we are gonna end the level in a little bit of an unconventional way.
So it turns out the ending trigger extends really, really, really high up. So if you could just go crouch somewhere on top of this mountain, the level ends.
Yep.
It's like a little, like tiny, like a triangle that's
Just a little tiny
barely
triangle
pierces
sticking through the wall.
Very conveniently placed here.
Right there.
Easy.
And that's the mission.
Now, we're going to be up against the hardest trick, and dare I say Halo speedrunning.
Yeah.
This is a very nerve-wracking mission here.
It's going to be similar to what we did for Prison Skip, where we use an enemy to fly on our head, but instead of going straight up, we're going to fly very, very far away. And this is pretty much completely blind, so.
Yeah, this is a trick called butterflying. And what we're going to be doing is we're shooting that Flood's arm off, so he's going to try to come at us and melee.
He's not cooperating.
Acting a little goofy.
Getting some Halo 2
Brute coming
comedy.
into play here.
That may be bad.
Okay, looks fine. So once the Flood jumps at you far enough, it'll lose its AI. So here it's not able to do anything. And we're going to use that to our advantage here.
So it turns out you can just end this level right away. All we have to do is get to the end level trigger. So we're just gonna do that.
Yeah, so
Completely normal thing.
what Zoo's doing right now is melee canceling while jumping at certain inputs and stuff, and it's pretty precise how he's moving and maneuvering around with this flood. And all these button presses are very rapid that he's doing. It's like constant. So I don't think you can see it on the cam, but he is rapidly pressing on the controller right now.
This is one of those tricks that looks hard, but it's actually just harder. It's like
Cannot be overstated how difficult it actually is.
So not only do you have to fly effectively with it, you need to be able to find and hit the end trigger, which is not big. Like, it's very small of a box that you have to hit. It's going to switch graphics here, which
we're okay.
froze
Just give it a second.
the screen, but it's
Hold.
fine.
Takes a little
There
bit
we
to
go.
load.
So this is the modern graphics, and this helps with the lineup a bit. So he's going to nice, very. That's so sick. Yeah. That is one of the most difficult tricks in Halo speedrunning. And yeah, just pulling it off first try like that is
Wasn't worried
absurd.
for a second. Easy every time.
Yeah, and we're heading into the final mission here.
Just want to reiterate, any missed input there at all over the hundreds he just did, and that he would have died. So, very impressive.
Gonna set that Spectre there because we're gonna really need it later.
It's a secret
Hijack a
tool.
ghost. This brute can actually hijack the Spectre, so we're gonna have to kill him. So he doesn't do that. And then
Spectre will be very important later.
Yeah, we're gonna go back for that.
Yep, so now we're driving up to this door here, but the door won't open until these enemies are dead.
Yeah,
so what we're
specifically the
gonna do-
Wraith pilots here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna enter the trigger, and then we're just gonna turn around, flee from the fight.
Oh,
Oh, there.
one left the
How
parting
did
shot.
they have anything to say about it?
Not gonna let me go easy. All right, so now we just sit here and wait.
Yeah.
You could probably see him deload,
You zoom in on your screen.
enhance.
There they go.
The game's garbage collection is pretty aggressive. That's basically what's happening.
So now the door will open.
We're driving the ghost indoors again.
Probably
This time,
shouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, lots of tight corners here.
going to be abandoning it. And there's so many enemies in this area that it's very dangerous. So we're going to be sword flying past all of them here. Very
Better not to
nice.
fight.
Nice.
Here, the main worry is a Jackal Sniper that we'll take out there.
Got a very important checkpoint as well.
That
Oh,
sucks.
that's
Not for this,
stuff.
but for later. But it could be useful here.
I almost choked
That
there.
guy was scary.
We're good.
A DLC drone.
Nice.
Now's the prison. So to progress this, we just need to kill 3 brutes. Which we will do in a bit of a stylish way.
God, that room is so clean.
Go over those guys. Finally, we just need to take out these 4 brutes. Wait
Very
till the game
nice.
thinks we're safe, and the cutscene will play.
Hopefully we don't get funny. Oh, we're good.
Nice.
We're good.
All right, now we're gonna turn around right off the bat.
There's a bunch of Wraith pilots, or Wraiths, I should say, that are preventing us from moving the Scarab. They're kind of hard to kill, but you can just walk away, deload them, and come back, and you're good.
Yeah, you said hi to those brutes there.
Those brutes were just having a moment, apparently.
Chilling, having a good time.
They saw, like, the Arbiter just fly past them and were flabbergasted.
All right, and that Spectre that we saved at the beginning, we are gonna go back for.
This particular Spectre at the start has a very special property.
Hopefully
I'm not
it's
entirely sure why.
still there. Okay.
We're good.
Sometimes it'll get stolen. Sometimes our teammate will just destroy it for no reason.
Yeah.
It's killed a lot of runs, unfortunately.
It only, like, the trick we're gonna use it for only works with this particular Spectre. We
Yes.
can't just steal it from the other brutes we just saw driving. That's probably one of the most common things I think new runners try to do.
Look at that rave.
That's Craig.
Once I had a Craig.
Yep, so now we're driving this Spectre around up on top of that big spire-like thing in the center. So as you can see, we're driving in this water. We're just going to drive on these mountains kind of out of bounds.
But there are secrets out here, so it's not technically.
Not technically.
It's not a glitch.
Yeah.
So we need this vehicle to take into the final fight with us, and conveniently enough, the trigger to start the final fight extends like outside the building. So if we get into the trigger at just the right time, we can bring it with us.
And it creates what is quite possibly the funniest glitch in the game.
It is my favorite glitch in the game. Unless something bad happens. That would never happen, right?
Now, why would you go and say a thing like that?
Nothing happened in the practice room. Our Spectre has high health, we're probably fine.
Yeah. So we're just going to be dropping down to a specific spot here, and we're going to wait for the Scarab to arrive. So it'll take another minute or two.
Good time for donations.
Awesome. We have people celebrating that the first try prison skip. So we have
Oh, yeah.
$50 from Redman VRC that said, "Great job, Zoo. I knew you'd pull off that first try prison skip.
Thank you, man.
Never lost faith, ever. I promise." Here's that extra $50, I promise. Good luck on the rest of the run.
Thank you, man.
And Burning Luxray donated $117, saying, "First try on prison skip deserves a 117 trade, no? Everyone's welcome to join in." Time for more?
Yep.
Yeah.
We have another 117 from Mike Dutt that says, "This is my first time going to GDQ. I was playing Halo wrong all along."
Okay, so now Zoo's looking at the door, waiting for the Scarab to start firing its laser. And once it fires, he's going to drop down into the trigger to enter, and with it, have the Spectre fall on top of him. So let's see.
All right, we load into the infight.
I got the Cryphon thumbs up.
I approve of this Spectre.
Oh,
good.
two swords.
Nice.
The Spectre's with us.
Gotta get Johnson
Get
in.
Johnson in real quick, if he wants to.
There's no need to get upset, Johnson. It's okay.
We're not trying to run you over, we're trying to help.
Can't do that strat.
Can't do the fun.
So we're gonna go in the bottom middle early, then jump back out. This will activate the fight early, and therefore
Why is it so sketchy?
give us some more Johnsons.
So the game's trying to prevent you from soft locking, because the final boss is like this shield or whatever, but only Johnson's beam rifle can drop it. So
Oh, I don't have any dates.
it spawns more to make sure you're not losing.
Hold on, he might hopefully break it.
Hopefully not hit it off.
Oh, no! He hit it.
Oh, no.
It's not good.
Oh, we got one. We're fine. We're fine.
We got 2 total, and he's running away.
Johnson, we
Johnson,
need
come on,
you.
man.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
What are you doing? He's in cover.
Shooting a box.
Oh, now the brute
Now the
reinforcements are coming. So Zoo has to be a bit careful here.
Oh my God.
This is probably worst case scenario here.
Get him, Johnson.
We're actually safe from his friends because they won't brute shot Tartarus.
Yeah, they're not shooting past me.
This is interesting.
This is so much better than how it's supposed to go.
Oh, this is a bit scary. You're losing your shields.
Get him, Johnson.
Oh, in there. Time's about to come.
Time at white screen.
And time.
I can't believe that worked out. That should not have worked out.
Wow.
That was quite a run.
That was incredible.
Yeah, any words, Zoo?
Any last words?
Just dumbfounded that actually works. Of course, something like that, though, would happen at the end of a Halo 2 marathon run.
Always has to be something.
Yeah, that's Halo 2.
Any shout outs you want to give out?
Just thank you guys so much for being here with me, helping me through all this, helping me stay sane. Thank you to my sister, my uncle back there on the couch, also supporting me, coming with me to this event. Thank you for my family in general for supporting me in something as, unorthodox as speedrunning. Thank you to every single person who donated. You guys are awesome. Thank you to the staff for letting me be here, for having me. This was such a blessing. I just can't thank you guys enough for this opportunity.
The round of applause.